Zoltan is very anti-military, right? In fact, he actually says you should take all, we shouldn't be sending our troops overseas or anything like that. We should be spending it on, biomedical research to enable people to live longer and all the rest of it, okay? He doesn't ever deal with the issue that, in fact, a lot of the military research has actually been devoted to things that transhumanists have been very much interested in, including, DARPA, right, which is the advanced research projects of the Defense Department. And if you look at their statement of purpose, right, they're about bringing biology and technology together and all this kind of stuff. If you want to talk about one agency of the United States government that's been very consistently transhumanist from day one, it's been DARPA, okay? But there's no political mileage for Zoltan in that, about talking about the military. And it is, of course, there's a lot of war weariness within the United States, right, as there is in this country. And so there's no real political mileage with ordinary people to actually talk about the historic military connections, and in fact the fact that there's a lot of money that could be used there. Okay, so he doesn't go down that route either. The other thing that Zoltan capitalizes on, and this is now a very recent source of controversy within the transhumanist community, is that there's a ready-made constituency of new atheists. Okay, these are these, you know about these, from Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, right, Sam Harris, right? They're all these kind of very high-profile people who have the support of the kind of the sort of self-appointed smartasses of the world, right? Who are generally disaffected from left-wing politics, but who certainly aren't right-wing people, and they are basically just generally anti-authority, right? In a certain basic way. And what they don't like about religion is that's kind of the last bastion of authority that's still mystified, and so Zoltan's been piggybacking on this as well, right? And he's made it very explicit that the Transhumanist Party is an atheist party, and he's gotten a lot of flack for this. And so over the last 3-4 days, right, the head of the Mormon Transhumanist Association, and let me tell you, there are transhumanists of every religious stripe you can imagine, largely because there's historic precedent for transhumanist thinking in every major religion, okay? Who's gotten this petition up. And I've been told by David that Max Moore has signed this petition, Max Moore of the Proactionary Principle, basically condemning Zoltan, right, for taking this, what is described as a very divisive stance on behalf of atheists, okay? But you could see why he does it, again, from a political standpoint, right? That namely, there is a kind of ready-made constituency out there that isn't naturally aligned with any of the existing political parties, but is very visible, very vocal, has a lot of disposable income, makes a lot of noise, and is associated with kind of the smart people you more or less want to be associated with.